Good morning. We will start with a new chapter, mensuration, session 1. So what is mensuration? Now when we generally talk about this, a branch of mathematics which generally deals with the study of perimeter, area and volume of the given figure. When we talk about perimeter, so perimeter it's only about the plane figures, right? That is, we just discussed in the previous session about two-dimensional and three-dimensional figures. When we talk about perimeters, it is only two-dimensional figures. Outer perimeter is nothing but the outer boundary, outer layer what we talk about. When we talk about area, it is two-dimensional as well as three-dimensional figure. That is, we find the area of plane figure as well as solid figures, right? What is area? Area is the region bounded, that is called as a area. Volume is found only for the three-dimensional, that is only for the solid figure. For perimeter, for area, we only require two dimensions sometimes. I mean, if it is a three-dimension, of course, yes. When we talk about a volume, this always requires length, breadth and height. Now what is volume? Volume is the space occupied, that is called as a volume. Suppose if I have assumed that this is a cup. So what is the area of this cup when I talk about? I see the whole area, the region bounded. When I talk about the volume, the space occupied, if I take water and I fill in this cup, how much is it occupying? That is called as volume. So we are going to discuss about perimeter, area and volume in this chapter. We first discuss all about plane figures. We will discuss about areas and perimeters of plane figures, and then we will discuss about solid figures here. So basically, definition of a perimeter when you have to write, it is the length of a boundary of a simple closed figure, that is called as a perimeter. Area, it is the measure of a region enclosed in a simple curve. Volume is the amount of space occupied. So definitions, children, again these three definitions I will send you in a very small PDF. Only three definitions as of now. Formulas, I will be writing it on the board. You can copy it as well. You can give the heading as mensuration and immediately you can start with perimeter and area. Initially you can write three definitions which I will send it to you. So first one, when we talk about the triangle, right? So we first talk about, I'll just draw a simple figure. This is a triangle, not an isosceles, not an equilateral, only a triangle. So when we talk about a triangle, what is perimeter? Perimeter is sum of three sides, right? If I have this in terms of A, B and C, which is nothing but AB plus BC plus AC in terms of units, means centimeter, meter, anything, okay? Area, when we talk about half into base into height. So height always we have to consider. This is height, children. This is slant height. So height is always perpendicular. So area is half into base into height. Now when I talk about perimeter here, children, now this is only a triangle. So let me take perimeter of equilateral triangle. Sum of three sides. All the three sides are equal in an equilateral triangle. It is 3S. What is this S? Where S stands for side. Okay. Area of an equilateral triangle is root 3 A square by 4. Yeah, this is square units. Why it comes as square units? Because base has a unit, height has a unit. centimeter into centimeter will become centimeter square. Example. So it is always in terms of square units. Area is root 3a square by 4 square units, where A is nothing but side of an equilateral triangle. Very clear? So basically for triangle, when I talk about, in this triangle all will come. Right angle triangle will come, isosceles will come, scalene will come. Only in terms of an equilateral triangle when we talk about area of equilateral triangle, let us mention here. Area of equilateral triangle, yes, root 3 a square by 4 square units, right? Next we discuss area and perimeter. We only discussed today about area and perimeter about the plane figures, and we have an exercise after that. After that, second part of this mensuration part is solid figures, where we understand about area and volume. So I'll just clear this. We go for the next one. See, these are all basic things you would have already studied and also already forgotten, right? So we just recapitulate all these things because we actually require them. Second one, let's talk about square. Perimeter. In a square, again here children, properties are very important. All the sides of a square are equal, correct? So A, B, C, D is a square. So perimeter of a square is 4 into side. 4 into S we write. 4 into A we write. Here S is equal to side. Units, sorry. Area of a square is side square. Side into side. It is always given in terms of square units. Next, rectangle. So, rectangle, opposite sides are equal. Perimeter is equal to 2 times of length plus breadth units. So because, see, actually if I add 2 times of length and 2 times of breadth, 2L plus 2B also you can write. Area of a rectangle is length into breadth square units. Units are very important. We arrive at the answer, we forget to write units. I am going to get half mark if units are not mentioned correctly. Next we will see parallelogram. It's a type of a rectangle, right? Not exactly rectangle. A rectangle can also be called as a parallelogram. We know that. Parallelogram can't be called. So opposite sides are parallel. I have just written equal. ABCD is a parallelogram. It is same as rectangle. So perimeter will be what? Perimeter will be 2 times of L plus B only, children, here also. Perimeter of this and this is same always, right? What about area? Will area be same? It is length into breadth? No. Area is base into height. That means length into breadth according to us, right? No, it is not that. When we always talk about base is same, of course this. But when we talk about height, whenever I say that in triangle also height is always perpendicular. What is perpendicular here? It is not there. So usually you have one perpendicular whenever you have a parallelogram given. Perpendicular is nothing but a height. Area is base into height square units. You might be wondering, today's session there is nothing. I only discussed about area, perimeter, that's all. But yes, it is so very important because when you read the question, if you fail to understand what type of a given figure it is and what am I going to apply, perimeter or area, and if I apply for this wrong formula, the whole question is wrong, right? That means it's a very simple chapter provided we know the right formula to use in the right concept. So this is about parallelogram. We have next rhombus and trapezium also, and also quadrilateral. Quadrilateral also has a formula to find its area. Let us see, as well as perimeter. So next we'll check with, we don't have any derivations for this, we only have to remember the formulas here. Next we'll start with trapezium, fourth one over, right? Fifth is trapezium. So this is trapezium. So there are parallel sides here, A, B, C, D, and it should always be one height is required, D. So perimeter. What can be perimeter here? It is not isosceles, nothing. So perimeter is simple. Always remember, we know perimeter of triangle. Yes. What is it? Sum of all three sides. Perimeter of square also, it is sum of all four sides only. But provided those four sides are equal, so we are writing 4s. What is perimeter of a rectangle? Sum of all four sides. But their opposite sides are equal. That is why we are writing 2 times of length and breadth. Parallelogram perimeter, sum of all four sides. Provided two sides are, opposite sides are equal. That means, remember, perimeter of any given polygon, any given quadrilateral, any given polygon I will mention. Triangle is a polygon, right? It is nothing but sum of all the sides. What is perimeter of a pentagon? Sum of all 5 sides. Perimeter of an octagon, sum of all 5 sides. I am not talking about area, I am talking about perimeter. What is perimeter of a trapezium? Sum of all 4 sides. Remember this, which is nothing but AB plus BC plus CD plus AD in terms of units. Area is there. Area is nothing but half into height into A plus B. Now what is this A plus B? Where A and B are the parallel sides. This plus this or this plus this. Very clear? Area is half into height into A plus B we take. What is that A and B? X plus Y you write. A plus B you write. Where A and B are nothing but the parallel sides of the trapezium. The trapezium only has one pair of parallel sides, right? And the last one, rhombus. What is the perimeter of a rhombus? Is perimeter of a rhombus same as the perimeter of a square? Yes. Why? Because all the sides are equal. So, perimeter is equal to 4 into sides units, where S is nothing but side. Area. There are actually 2 formula for area here. That is, we can find area of a rhombus when actually it's what you can say, diagonals are given. We can find area of a rhombus also when base and altitude is given. So area I will write here as case 1 when 2 diagonals are given. Area will be half into D1 into D2. When the measure of both the diagonals are given, it is nothing but half into D1 into D2. Second case, when a side, that is one side, and altitude. Altitude is nothing but the height. Altitude is different from diagonal. Remember this. Of course, diagonal also is again a part of it, but we still consider they will be given that you have a sum when you will come to know. When a sine and an altitude, when sine and altitude are given. So the formula is directly what you will write here is area square units I will write. area is equal to base, we usually call it as a base, into altitude. Square units, where base is nothing but side. Okay. Formula wise we always call it as a base only. So it is a base into altitude, where base is nothing but a sine. Now how do we know which formula we have to use? Depending on the given question. In the question when you read, you will understand what is given in the rhombus. Diagonals are given or a side and altitude is given. It will have been mentioned. So these are the 6 basic formulas what you have to know to solve the first part of this chapter. That is first half of the chapter, what I can say, that we deal only with the areas and perimeter. Yes. Last one, quadrilateral. Now what can be the formula for quadrilateral? I'll just erase this. So there is no particular rule or a sign given, then how can we actually find? Or any given polygon also. 7th one, quadrilateral. Can you tell me what can be the perimeter of a quadrilateral? Yes, sum of all 4 sides. As I had told, any quadrilateral or a polygon given, it will be sum of 4 sides. First I will write perimeter is equal to sum of all 4 sides. Okay, units. What is area? When we ask about area, what we do here is we join the diagonal. Okay, and when we join the diagonal, what is formed? 2 triangles are formed. For those 2 triangles, actually we don't construct it, it will be given in the book. Always a height is given. So area is equal to area of triangle 1 plus area of triangle 2. 2 triangles are formed. It is the same thing. Now similarly children, if any polygon is given, if it is a pentagon, if it is a hexagon, anything, what we do is we divide that pentagon in such a way that, now for example see here, this is a pentagon, right? Okay. What is the perimeter? Sum of all 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How do I find an area? I make a construction here. So I make a construction provided I know other sides also given. What is this? This is trapezium and this is trapezium. Correct? Sum of 2 trapezium, I get the answer. If not like that, what I will do is I will join this side. I get a triangle and a rectangle. That means when a polygon is given which has more than 4 sides, we divide them into different figures, different plane figures. A combination of plane figures you can tell. Triangle and a rectangle, trapezium and a trapezium, like that. With that, we can find the area of any given polygon. So area of a polygon can be found just by dividing it into a number of plane figures as possible. Now see, quadrilateral, what did I do? I just joined a diagonal and I got 2 plane figures there. 2 triangles I got. I can find area of triangle easily provided height is given, and in such cases always height is given, right? You will all come to know this as and when we proceed with the exercise. Numericals where they are, we need to read, understand and apply the appropriate formula. So that means we know now 7 formulas, that is to find area and perimeter of different plane figures. Today's session is very small, yet it is very important because formulas are most important what you have to know. Even if one single thing if you miss in the formula, the whole question is wrong, right? So you have to, as I have told, give the heading as mensuration. I'll send just a small PDF where 3 definitions are given: area, volume and perimeter. That's all. Then you can just start with the formulas. Once you are thorough with the formulas, you can immediately start, we can immediately start with the exercise in our next session.